Let's give you guys a little tour of the Riftbound Houston event and just some lore. This area right here was filled up Saturday completely. It was so huge because people were lining up for the Metal Legends and people were lining up since 4 a.m., 5 a.m. It was pretty insane. What ended up happening as a result was they had to have 3 lines at this gate. And you can see there's 3 gates. The issue was that gates weren't let in based on who arrived first. There's gate 1, gate 2, gate 3. If you were first, you were in gate 1. If you're a little bit later, gate 2, and then gate 3. Gate 2 got let in first, and people who had farm tickets the day before got a massive advantage because they were able to bolt up here. And you can imagine the first thing they did on day 2 during Saturday was sprint over to the prize wall. Now the prize wall situation was over here. Day 1 merch line over yonder, that Ari was the main event. Prize wall was the thing here. The prize wall was the one that generated the most controversy because people who waited at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. couldn't get in because the gates that they came in weren't in chronological order, which sucked. But that's kind of just like one thing though. Another thing that was a big issue was that on day 1, registration was a little bit of a gong show, only because it was in-person registration. In the beginning of the day, when people started, this area was completely packed out the wazoo because we didn't have enough lines for people to be able to register for their events, and it was very confusing. As you can see now, we have lines that specifically register for different events. We have 2v2 on demand, free-for-all, 1v1 constructed. So the lines got a little bit more separated instead of just one big line. So learning woes. Let's show you guys the rest of the place and little stories and tidbits of the whole thing. We have a buy-sell list. Vendors on the day of were super busy and super packed. You can see that there's nobody there anymore. That's because vendors were given an amount of booster box origins to sell at MSRP by UVS. Now you can only imagine how packed those lines were because those bad boys sold out so fast. The MSRP booster box was super hard to find. So if you were here, you were able to get yourself one. Vendors were selling them, and UVS instructed them that they don't have to hold anything for day 2, just, sell as is. A vendor or two decided to reserve a few, and they had the option to have it, so that's why they had more on like Saturday. For the most part, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, booster boxes all gone within the first minute or so, literally. Then we have this right here. This here is the card sling. This was where you were able to play people like Dave, developers, and get yourself a signed sleeve.
Jimmy, go first.
Now what's interesting is obviously we have our content creators.
Let's see if we get another bear.
The stage here has a lot, and I mean a lot of content creators. You can see Scara down there, you can see Jimmy over there, and they're doing polls right now. Oh, they're doing polls right now. And anything good? Mystic Poro.
3 might dangerous duo.
Dangerous duo.
Aw, you are a dangerous duo.
And anything else?
Thank you.
2 might traveling merchant.
Okay, let's see if you guys are good.
Battlefield, of course. 3 might flame chopper.
Oh, Tomper, foil.
4 might twisted fate.
Twisted Fate, mono.
Zoe Zaragoza.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's a $15 card.
Okay. And 3 might
Oh. Not the best pack, but those are God pulls, as you can see. Now, moving over to the next station, we have the Learn to Play, where people can obviously learn to play. I did that a lot. Quite fun. Now over here, we have the main stage and also the caster box. So over here in the back, you can see that. That's where the casters are doing all the instructions. And also, what the heck? There's a bird. There's a bird. How did a bird get in here? You see that bird? Woo! It's gone. Straight to regionals. this is the main stage here. This is where all your co-op competitors are here, feature matches. Players who are very strong will be playing here. They have like a lovely stream setup. Honestly, quite good. However, we're still in the middle of the competition because this here is our top cut. Top 64 players. Now it's funny enough as these are all the strongest, biggest competitors here. You can kind of see judges in full action. Top 64 people are playing. I remember you have your strongest competitors here, top 64, all the fun stuff. George, if you guys know, first place for, I believe the second national in Shanghai. 64 out of 64, barely eked by, which is very interesting. Sealed events are sealed. You can't really complain about it because we had a bunch of sealed events and they're still ongoing. Sealed events were the best way to be able to farm for tickets because that's how you were able to get the Metal Legends. And oh, I gotta talk to you about Metal Legends really quickly because Metal Legends sold out and there was like a lot of, oh man, shadiness happening at the prize wall. I'll kind of give you a little bit of the story because that's a story that I need to go into. So we had our prize wall in the corner down over here. Now, the most lucrative by far is to play free-for-all, get your tickets ASAP, play, get your tickets, farm, rinse and repeat. The better way to do that was people were literally buying tickets for $10, $20, $30 a pop just to be able to get those Metal Legends ASAP. Because day one, there wasn't really a cap of one legend per person. So they kind of went nutty and like bought out the entire store day one. A couple people. Day two, what's even shadier was there was a big lineup, and during that big lineup, somebody allegedly yelled that all Metal Legends were sold out. People left the line. That wasn't true. Yeah, the prize wall has been a source of contention. Quite the fiesta. Definitely a lot of things that happened that probably shouldn't have. It's, yeah, prize wall is prize wall. Let's just say people went crazy for it. Now, not only that though, the next biggest point was definitely registration. Registration here on day one was definitely the one that had the biggest issue, only because card.io, the app that we were using, a little bit too slow. 20 minutes for card.io to get pairings for people in the top cut. What ended up happening was competitors weren't done on the main event until 1:40 a.m., almost 2 a.m. So that means there were some judges who were on the floor for 14 hours because card.io was just kind of slow, which really delayed the event. It really forced people to stay out longer. However though, things are running a lot more smoother today because we do have a lot less people. As you can see, big crowd of people keeping an eye out on the top competitors here. This is technically top cut, so it is quite contentious. People in the red, those are our head judges. The lady in the red, that's Amanda. She's the one who's the big poncho, big judge. Any calls, big calls goes to her. I will say she's the person that has been most in contact with Riot to try to make sure that the rulings are consistent throughout everybody. Even though there are some rulings and changes that were updated literally the day before the tournament, we trust Amanda to do her best to make sure that any information is communicated properly to everybody. Judges, gotta be consistent. The term that we're used to not do is deviate. Do not deviate. Last but not least, with this final tour is all the people, judge, and staff. All the judges there working the side events, all the players here doing their best to be able to, number one, make the event special and have a lot of fun. Ooh, speaking of which, I didn't go through the last thing and the most fun part, merch. Now merch, now that's an interesting one. So there is a lot of Worlds bundle. We're on day Sunday at about 10 a.m. I went over to the merch wall and asked how many more World's booster boxes, like, or World's bundle, do they have? And at that time, they said they had about 288 boxes left, and they opened it up so that at 11 a.m. you can buy a second World's booster box over here. And the time is now 11 a.m. Obviously, this kind of sucks for people who don't live locally because you gotta ship that sucker because that's a really big box. And if you buy more, oof, shipping is going to be a pain. But that's just kind of how it goes. That's just kind of how it goes. Last but not least, Vancouverites. That's our fellow Dom, most competitive player in Vancouver that I know. I mean, maybe not most competitive, but he's definitely very competitive. Local player, really strong guy, really good. But I think that basically covers everything. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot more juicy stories to tell. I'm just not privy to share those stories because I don't think it'd be a good idea for me to talk about the stories that, you know, would potentially get me in trouble. However, I will give all information as much as I can. My name is John Panio. We have a Discord community where we talk about all things we found. Links in the description down below. John Panio signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.